see what it does. There we go. Control. Hello, my name is James Clopton, and today this is my top-down level. Start off with explaining the UI a bit. What I've done with the UI is I have, yes, changed up the color, but I have also changed up or added some extra bits to it as well. The progress bar, or the quest did have progress to them, but it never actually displayed what it was out of. So the number could go up as far as it wanted. And the player would never know. It is very self-explanatory, but it's having some user-friendly additions. Speaking of user-friendly additions, I added an actual progress bar to it as well. So the more the quest would get completed, it would add to the progress bar, and the progress bar will change color depending on whereabouts it is with completing the quest. So now it's gone yellow, and if it gets completed, it will turn green. So it goes from a red to a yellow to a green. And I also added at the bottom a bit of a nice little hint, especially if you're on controller, which is the only way to play this, I believe. Press Y, you hide the hood. I enjoy being able to use that because it means it's there. Believe I'm supposed to go this way. Yes. With my level, I do need to do a re-upload for it, and I do still kind of need to smooth it out on the floor. But I kind of went for a more of an archaeological dig site. Hence, kind of all the Egyptian stuff and the artifacts and such. I kind of wanted it to be blocky to kind of mimic that feel, that idea. And I don't feel it's been taken well. Don't know why. It's not a personal thing, but oh wait, yeah, it's because I did get a comment from the project explaining how the level's too blocky, which is understandable that players would not want that, but at the same time, it explores more freedom with a blocky space. So once you kind of gone into a new area, you kind of know where you are, kind of, or where in this general vicinity you are. And with that, disregard, I guess. With that, it's kind of up to the player to figure out where they are. Since I'm having to do that now, but I only know where I'm going because I've played this one before. Another thing I'm going to point out is about the effects on my weapons. First major, well, not even major thing, but when you switch weapons, it changes the color of the progress bar, that is their fire rate. I did this because it provides a bit of a visual aid to the player to show them that, yeah, you're using this weapon, switch to the one you want to use. And cooldown on them all works. And then yeah, hold on, let me wrong way. Hold on, let me just find an enemy real quick. I do know what you saw earlier as well, with me firing my weapon and the effects on the enemy at the time. My poison injection basically hits an enemy and then applies a DOT to them. I mainly did this because I thought it would be a cool idea to like have kind of a basically meant to be a kind of crossbow weapon, but without being too weak, too strong. And then those were the particle effects that come with when you infect an enemy. I have installed a bit of a failsafe as well, so like when you shoot an enemy, they get affected. You can't shoot them again to infect, or you can't infect them an extra time. You can only infect them once, so if I shoot them again, nothing. Which I enjoy. Next, we've got Plasma Ram here, which has effects on the bullets to emit sparks when it flies through the air. I mainly did this because I wanted its resource to be kind of plasma. I kind of wanted it to be like a really high fire rate kind of lightning gun, which didn't go too well. And then next got Bounce Blast, which originally had a bit of a bug with it, which I wanted to keep if I could get working, but I never could. So I scrapped the idea, along with actually fixing the issue unintentionally. Well, kind of unintentionally. Basically, Bounce Blast is rocket launcher, but what was originally my original goal was it was supposed to like bounce off walls and then aim towards enemies, similar to the green shells in Mario. But what it ended up doing at some point was you'd fire it, it'd hit an enemy, it would blow up, but it'd leave like an extra particle as well that if you shot, it would also blow up. And then I ended up fixing that problem. Kind of regret, kind of don't. I forgot to add the bloody ender point as well. Another thing I've done is added percentage to health and armor, mainly because I feel it's nice if we actually have these values. There you go. It's nice if we actually have the values with us. Also, might want to mention as well, the Destroy the Barricade quest is actually imperative to continue, I think. Basically, your path is eventually blocked by barrels if you continue on the main path, so you've kind of got to find a switch. Yeah. And let's see. Oh yeah, the effect on Bounce Blast is simply just a trail on the end of the rocket that it fires, which is cool. Okay, let's see. should also add an extra thing to point out where what button it is to like find your extra or your other quests objectives. There we go. All missions complete. And normally, if I actually put the thing in, there would be an end point, and the end point actually might still be here. I'm not sure. I doubt it has. But basically I added something to the end game screen, so some extra progress bars would slide on with the score and everything, and then once you got your score and you've actually beat the mission as well, the two bars would fill up quite quickly, and then as every time they fill up, they reset themselves and change color every time they reset. So it would go through a color spectrum and kind of do a bit of like a rainbow celebration bar thing, and I find that quite cute. But anyway, thank you for your time, and I hope this recording works.